All right, today I want you to keep in mind what a conjugate is. Let's say you have 3 plus 2i. Don't forget this is the real number. That is the imaginary number. And altogether, they are complex numbers. So, what you really want to concern yourself in with is this imaginary part right here. If that's a positive 2y, when you have the conjugate, you're going to make it 3 minus 2i. So really all you're doing is saying, I'm just going to switch the sign in the middle. That's all you're doing. So let's say you have 4 minus I, right? The conjugate is 4 plus I, because all I did, once again, was change the middle sign. So that's what I want you to keep in mind today, because you're going to use it for binomials, and you're going to see how it works out. Okay, let's do 6 plus I. We started this yesterday. 6 plus I over I. Binomial in the numerator, monomial in the denominator, multiplied by I over I. In the numerator, you get 6i plus I squared over I squared, right here at the bottom. Keep in mind, the I squareds are -1, and so your answer is 6i minus 1 over -1. Keep in mind that that I squared is -1, right? And so you can't leave it like this because, first of all, it's not an a plus bi form, but also there's a -1 in the denominator. So you have to just change the signs at the top to make that negative go away in the bottom. So you're going to have -6i plus 1. And in a plus bi form, the real number comes first. And that's the 1. So this is going to be 1 minus 6i. And that part comes second. Okay? So there's your answer. Same thing down here. I over I. 4i plus I squared all over I squared. This is -1. That's -1. And you're going to get 4i minus 1 over -1. Can't leave it that way. You're going to get -4i at the top plus 1, and then your answer is going to be 1 minus 4i in a plus bi form. Just switch it around, right? Take that, put it over there. This one goes over there. Next one. I over I. Top, 3i plus 2i squared over 7i squared. Again, these are -1. Okay. And in the numerator, you get 3i minus 2 over -7. Now, with that binomial at the top, you know, you can leave the -7 there, but this is what's going to happen. You have to separate it out, right, for the a plus bi form, right? So you're just separate it out now. So you're going to get 3i over -7 minus 2 over -7. Okay? So in essence, it's really 3i over -7 plus 2 over 7. That's really what it is. Switching it around, 2 over 7, because that comes first for a plus bi form, right? Minus 3i over 7. And that's going to be your answer. The conjugate, here it is, 1 plus 2i. The conjugate is 1 minus 2i. So we're going to use it right down here in this problem. Now you have a numerator in the top. I'm sorry, that is the numerator. You have 3i in the top, which is the numerator, and the bottom you have a binomial, 1 plus 2i. Here is where you use the conjugate. You can no longer just multiply by I because you have two terms. So you have 1 minus 2i. That's what you're going to multiply by, top and bottom. Okay? And there's a reason for that. You can't have the imaginary number in the bottom, in the denominator. When I multiply these things together, the middle is going to drop out, and that's exactly what you want to happen. This problem, right, if we multiply, minus 2i plus 2i minus 4i squared, right here, right there, this drops out And that's exactly what you want. So really what you have is 1 minus 4i squared, right? The I squared is -1. And really what you have is 1 plus 4, which is 5. So I already know this bottom part, because I just did it, is 5. And that's what you want. You don't want the imaginary number there. And at the top, we have 3i minus 6i squared. Again, that's -1. So you have 3i plus 6 over 5. Separating it out, especially if we're going to use the IXL, it's really 6 over 5 plus 3i over 5. And that is how you're going to have to write it for IXL. Okay. Next one. One more. The conjugate here, 1 minus 4i. All those parentheses at the top, 2i minus 8i squared all over. And again, here, if you just want to FOIL down at the bottom here, you can. It doesn't matter to me if you do it in the problem or not. But I just want you to see it again, just on its own. That's 1, and that is -4i plus 4i. Again, that's going to drop out. Minus 16i squared, right? The stuff in the middle, dropping out. So really what you have is 1 minus 16i squared, and that's a -1. So it's 1 plus 16, which is just 17. Okay, let's not forget about this though, right? So you have 2i plus 8 all over 17. And to write it in the proper form, if it's listen, if you have a multiple choice question, this could be the way they write it. They could also write it like this, 2i over 17, like this, or they can do 8 over 17 plus 2i over 17. And that's usually how you're going to see it, but you never know how you're going to see it. Okay, so use the conjugate for the binomials, and you're good to go.